Hi friends. In the last session, we have discussed that instance variable. Okay, continuation of instance variable, how to delete instance variable, and we started that static variables. Okay, we started static variables, and in the static variables, we discussed that various places to declare a static variable. Okay, various places to declare what a static variable. Okay, where we can declare static variables inside constructor, inside instance method by using class name, inside class method decorator by using either class name or cls variable. Okay, inside static method by using class name, and we can declare within the class directly or but from outside of any method. We can declare within the class directly but from outside of any method. These are places to declare static variables. Okay, these are places to declare what static variables. Clear, right? Now observe here how to access static variables. How to access static variables. How to access a static variables. How to access a static variables. Now observe the carefully. Now observe the points carefully. Inside constructor. Okay, inside constructor. Okay, inside constructor by using, okay, by using self or class name. Okay, by using self comma class name. Inside instance method. Okay, inside instance method. Inside instance method by using either self or class name. By using either self or class name. Inside class method. Okay, inside class method. Okay, inside class method by using either self or cls variable or class name. By using self or cls variable or class name. Okay, cls variable or class name. Inside static method. Okay, inside static method by using class name. Okay, by using what class name. Next, from outside class. Okay, from outside of class. From outside of class by using either object reference. Okay, by using either object reference. Okay, by using either object reference or class name. By using either object reference or class name. Okay, by using either object reference or class name. Okay, now observe carefully. Okay, now observe carefully. So I have taken one variable. Okay, static variable I have taken. So first inside constructor. Okay, inside constructor, how we can? By using self comma class name. Okay, by using self comma class name. So observe here, by using self comma class name, print, okay, print self dot a. So we can access static variable. Print, okay, print test dot a. Okay, test dot a. Okay, here for reference purpose I'm writing inside constructor. Okay, inside constructor. Okay, next inside instance method. Okay, inside instance method. Inside instance method. Okay, inside instance method. Inside instance method. Inside instance method, how means self dot a or class name. Okay, same way self dot a or print of, okay, print of self dot sorry, class name dot a. Class name dot a. Okay, class name dot a. So if class method decorator, okay, if it is a decorator, okay, if it is decorator, okay, if it is decorator, how we can? By using cls variable or class name. Okay, by using cls variable, print of cls dot a. cls dot a. Next, print of, okay, print of a, print class name dot a. Okay. Next, in static method. Static method means how we can by using class name only. Okay, by using what, class name only. Print test dot a. So here class method decorator. Okay, here class method decorator and class class method. Here static method. So don't get confused. All time we'll get the output 10 only, but I'm showing you the difference how we can access static variable inside the class method, static method and class method. Okay, that class method and everywhere. Now observe here, I'm creating the object for test class. Okay, I'm creating the object for test class. So outside of the class also we can access. Okay, outside of the class also we can access by using class name and object reference. Print of t dot a. Print of outside of the class. Accessing static variable. Accessing static variable outside of class. Accessing static variable outside of class. Accessing static variable outside of class. Clear? Now observe here t dot m1, t dot m2 and t dot m3. So by calling this method, you will feel the difference now. Okay, by calling this method t dot m1, okay, t dot m1, t dot m2, okay, t dot m3, t dot m1, t dot m2, t dot m3. Clear? T dot m1, t dot m2, t dot m3. Okay, observe here Python test.py. Okay, Python, observe carefully. We will get the 10 only, but where we are accessing. Okay, inside constructor accessing static variable outside of class and inside static method and inside class method and inside static method. Okay, clear, right? Okay, clear, right? Next. So next point we are discussing about now we observe that how to access static variables. Okay, now we are observing how to access static variables. Okay, so now observe the next point where we can modify the value of static variable. Okay, where we can, okay, where we can modify, okay, where we can modify the value of static variable, the value of a static variable, where we can modify the value of static variable. Okay, so observe here, let me copy. Okay, let me copy and paste here for your reference. Okay, now observe here where we can modify the value of static variable. Okay, where we can modify the value of static variable. Okay, where we can modify the value of static variable means anywhere either within the class or outside of the class, but we can modify by using class name, but inside the class method by using cls variable. Okay, anywhere, okay, anywhere either within the class, okay, either within the class, okay, anywhere either within the class or outside of method. Okay, anywhere either within the class or outside of class we can modify. Okay, we can modify by using, you can modify by using class name. Anywhere either within the class or outside of class, we can modify by using class name. Okay, but inside class method by using CLS variable. But inside class method, inside class method by using CLS variable, by using CLS variable. Okay, by using CLS variable. Clear? Clear, right? So don't get any confusion. So in the previous case I've explained that where we can modify the value of static variable. Now we are observing, in the previous session we observed that how to access static variable. Now we are discussing where we can modify the value of static variable. So in this case we can modify the value of static variable. Okay, in this case we can modify the value of a static variable. Okay, now observe here, I'm taking class. Okay, I'm taking on class test. I'm taking on class test. I'm declaring static variable. Okay, I'm declaring static variable. So make sure inside class, outside of method. Okay, inside class, outside of method. Def m1. Okay, def m1. Okay, def m1. Def m1 cls. Okay, cls class method. Okay, class method. Class method. CLS dot A is equal to 888. CLS dot A is equal to 888. Modifying, okay, modifying inside a class method, inside a class method, inside class method. So next, okay, next will be static method. Okay, static method. Def m2. Okay, def m2. Def m2. Next, here inside static, modifying inside static method, modifying inside static method, inside static method. Okay, modifying inside static method, modifying inside static method. Okay, modifying inside static method by using class name. Test dot a is equal to 999. Test dot a is equal to 999. Clear? Now here outside of the class. Okay, outside of the class, outside of the class, outside of the class. Test dot, okay, test dot m1, test dot first m1, test dot m1, test dot m1, test dot m1. Next I'm printing, okay, I'm printing test dot a, okay, test dot a. So outside of the class I'm first calling, next here accessing. Okay, outside of the class I'm accessing, and what I'm doing next, test dot m2 method also I'm calling, test dot m2 method I'm calling. With respect to that, print test dot a, test dot a. So now observe the points carefully here. I'm modifying the value of static variable inside class method by using CLS variable, inside class method by using CLS variable, inside static method by using class name, outside of the class by using class name only. Okay, outside of the class by using class name only, right? So now observe the output. Okay, now observe the output outside of the class. Okay, outside of the class, modifying inside class method 888, 999. Okay, 888, 999. Clear, right? So mod outside of the class means, sorry, I forgot to print here. Print test dot a. Outside of the class we can access static variable by using class name. Okay, don't get confused. Now observe the output. Outside of the class, first variable declared as a 777. So inside class method I changed to 888. Inside static method I changed 888 to 999. Okay, so in this case we can modify the value of static variable. Okay, inside class method we can modify the value of a static variable. Okay, clear, right? So this is nothing but what where we can modify the value of a static variable. Okay, where we can modify the value of a static variable. I hope clear, right? So if you are having any questions, please post your query in the comment section or reach out to my email ID in the given description. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thanks for watching, but please subscribe to my channel if you are watching my channel for the first time. Okay. Thank you, friends. Thanks for watching.